Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a quick and concise video on 2DX playstyles. If you want a longer one and more explanations, just go down, and I linked the video by Darks, which is 16 minutes long. But this is just going to be quick and to the point so that you can start playing 2DX. So, playstyles are probably the most important part of the 2DX learning curve. If you don't have a good playstyle, you can't do crap. So, I'll be talking about what playstyles you should be playing and what playstyles you shouldn't be playing. So, first off, let's start off with playstyles you should not be playing. The number one playstyle you should not be doing at all is anything that's like this, where you can't use your thumbs or just all your fingers and you can't cover the keys. Because if you can't cover all the keys, what do you do when you scratch? Because when you're not using your thumb, you can't really do anything well with your left hand, and that leaves your right hand to be covering all 7 keys. And, well, if you do simple math, you can't really cover all 7 keys with 5 fingers unless you do that, which is really dumb. So, that leads me to my second playstyle you should not be playing, is claw, which is like this, and just your right hand like that, which covers the rest of the keys. Claw shouldn't be used because you can't really transition to scratches like that, because your thumb isn't already there, and you need your thumb to hit these keys while scratching. And your thumb isn't already there, and it's harder to transition into it. And it's also harder to transition back to it because you got to bring your thumb all the way down. And just it's okay. You can get to maybe 11s and mid 12s with this. I know a guy that actually got to Kaiden with claw, but he can't really do anything higher because, well, it's claw. You just can't hit the scratch really easily. New players are actually drawn to claw because it looks easy to do. It feels comfortable, and you can cover all the keys like that. And yeah, it just feels natural. It feels like a keyboard. I actually play claw when I play BMS on keyboard, but you just shouldn't be doing it because remember that you do have to scratch here, right? So it's harder to do that because you're not using your thumbs. So let's go to the playstyles you should be playing, which are using both thumbs. So the first playstyle I want to talk about is 1048. It's the most used playstyle. I know everyone I know pretty much uses it. Auric, Monk, Phoenix, Pliv, and myself all use 1048. Why? Because it's just so versatile and it covers every single key. Basically, you can cover every single key, and it's really easy to play, and it's just comfortable to play with 1048. And if you're a god, which is why it's called God Pinky, you can hit the scratch while doing this, which is really good. I know Krell can do it. He can do it on 2DX. He can AAA everything on that with it. But, yeah, what a lot of players do that can't God Pinky is that they just transition into doing this, which is hitting your thumb, hitting 1 with your thumb, and hitting 2 with your, pointer, and hitting the 3 with your right thumb, so you have to bring that over. And so, yeah, you can do this. You can transition into that really easily. And so what you're transitioning into is actually the playstyle I'll be talking about next, which is TAKA.S. TAKA.S is probably one of the best playstyles you could learn next to 1048 for 2DX. The reason why is that you can cover all the keys like that, right? And you can scratch really comfortably. With 1048, you might not be able to transition comfortably, but if you learn TAKA.S, you can do that all day. And ideally, you should be learning both of these so that you can switch between the two. So what I think Phoenix does is that he does 1048 for when there's key sections, but when there are scratches in the mix, he just goes to TAKA.S, and he just goes right back when there's keys. And it's really easy to do, to hit the scratch and hit the keys. But if you want to do 1048, but you don't want to transition into TAKA.S, what you can do is called wrist scratching, which is what I do and a lot of BMS players do, like Monk, and I don't know many BMS players, and Auric. But yeah, what you do is you bring your entire arm over like that, and you use the palm of your hand to scratch. The power's coming from your wrist, which is why it's called wrist scratching. But you can hit everything with this. You can hit the scratch, you can hit 1 to 7 with this pretty easily. But the downside on it is that it's just not accurate because you can't really time with that. Remember that you have to time this game. So, yeah, it's mainly just used for hitting stuff. DJ Rhea, actually, he's dead though, but DJ Rhea wrist scratches when he realizes that he can't be accurate with his pinky anymore. So you see him wrist scratching in BMS, but he doesn't really often wrist scratch for like mid 12s when he's timing. He's just, you know, just pinkies like that. But yeah, so onto the third style, which is symmetrical. Symmetrical is good because you can also cover the keys like that, and it's easier to transition. But I don't really see a reason to use it over 1048. But it's still a good playstyle. You can cover everything and do that. But it's okay. And you're sharing key 4 with both your pointers. So the last style I want to tell you about is Dolce, which is what Dolce actually used to use, but he went to this because it's just better. It's basically just think a claw, but with your thumb like that. Basically, it's okay. Like, I know Ella does it. He's 9th Dan on controller while doing this. It's better than claw because you can transition into scratches like this. But it's still really difficult to get into scratches because you got to go back like that, right? But just keep 1048 to be honest. But yeah, Dolce's good. You can cover all the keys and sort of scratch. It's better than this. But yeah, that's about it. Just reminder, just don't not use your thumbs. Don't play claw. Play 1048, TAKA.S, symmetrical, and Dolce. Also, I want to talk about your right hand. What I've been doing this entire video is, with my right hand, I've been completely static. What you ideally want is a static right hand, so you're hitting all your right keys like this, and just a free form for left hand, so you can hit your pretty much any pattern and hit the scratch. So yeah, that's pretty much what Rizzlerink does. He does that, but he's P2. But yeah, that's really good because you can hit all the keys and just scratch. But that's what I've been talking about with 1048 and TAKA.S. But yeah, just keep your right hand like this, which is index, thumb, what is it, middle, either ring or pinky. I go pinky because it's easier and it feels nicer. A lot of people go pinky. I know some people who do ring. Dolce himself actually does ring, but personally it's not that good because you can see here, it looks like there's no movement. But here, with my pinky, I can just move like that. It's pretty easy. So yeah, just remember to use your thumbs and just cover all the keys and scratch at the same time. That's really all that is.